Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here. It's Debbie. Welcome to the segment Chat with Deb. As you know, I'm Debbie Leno. I'm also known as the Inner Peace Coach, and I blend my skills as a certified integrative health coach with my mat practitioner skills and with some yoga, and I blend those together to create sessions for my clients that will really help walk them through inner conflict and guide them towards more joy and happiness in their life. I'm also the founder of Loomer Life Wellness and coaching and creator of The Ageless Woman. And as you might have guessed, my passion is having conversations with exciting, wonderful, everyday women who have stories to share, that are doing some cool things, that have had some really big experiences. And I love to invite them here to share their stories with us. And I think that that's an important thing to do. So my guest today is joining me from Fort Worth, Texas. Her name is Traci. And she is the author of Unapologetically Gray, which is the topic of our conversation, my personal favorite topic, aging powerfully and gracefully. Just a little something about Traci. Her and her husband, Frederick, they're co-founders of their professional life coaching business, Your Chosen Path. She holds an International Coach Federation credential as an associated certified coach. She's also a published author of her book, Unapologetically Gray. And Traci and Frederick are gray hair models as well. You kind of tell she's so beautiful. Why wouldn't she be a model? And her husband is just as charming. So their message is to show that gray-haired people are young at heart, vibrant, fit, attractive, prosperous. The Byerly duo, they share 4 children and a grandson, and they live, like I said, in Fort Worth, Texas. Welcome, Traci.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today. And
Ooh, my
I'm
pleasure.
so happy to be here with you.
Where do we start? You have a delicious story from beginning to end. So let's just start by you telling us your story. Where did it all begin for you?
Oh my goodness. I have to take it back to the age of 12 because that's significant. At that time, we were getting the box relaxers in our hair, and my mom had no idea that it was a bad perm that time because who would know until you put it in? But nevertheless, it took our hair out. So mom had to cut her short. I was in the 6th grade at that time, and I was teased unmercifully. I was
Mm.
called baldy locks, and not only that, I was this big around. So I was called Stick and a whole bunch of other ugly names. So as you can imagine, there was something about my self-esteem that was ruined then, and then it went all the way into adulthood. Now, fast forward, I am in my basically early to mid 40s, and my hair starts graying quickly. My family, we gray prematurely. So for me, it was no big deal. But I kept hearing things like, you're too young for all that gray hair. You know, you should really dye your hair. You would look so much more prettier, so much more younger, so much more blah, blah, blah. If you would just dye your hair. I remember a friend, he had a little show thing he was doing on his video. He said, look, Holmes, I want to have you as my co host, but you got to do something about that gray hair. Needless to say, I was
Wow.
on his show. But I went out on a date and I was told how beautiful I was, but you really need to do something about that gray hair. So I was having a moment in the mirror. About then, I said I was 42, 43. I was somewhere in there between 42 and 43. And it was like, this gray hair is really not bothering me. And if I was to get married to a man, and God forbid I get sick or we can't afford to do my hair, this is who he's going to wake up to every day. He might as well like me as I am. And at that point, it was just like a screw the world. I went into total rebellion. If you don't like my hair, don't look at it. It was rough for me because I was a single parent, going to college, trying to keep everything going. And it was either choose survival or looks. survival won out because who can afford $80 to $100 every 2 to 4 weeks to get their hair done? And not to mention, I decided not to do relaxers anymore. I was going natural. So that was a double transition whammy for me.
Yes, 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 yes. And how much more healthy for you to stay away from all that product?
Yes, it was. I At first I said I never dyed my hair, but it was brought to my memory. Yeah, you did one time. It had to be like in my late 30s, early 40s. I vaguely remember, but my hair grew back so fast was probably the reason why I said, yeah, no, I can't do this. Um, but with that, I began to learn a little bit more about myself. And that's the most important part. I began to learn about the gifting that was in because we spend so much time decking up this outside. And I like to equate it as a house. A lot of people spend a lot of time on the outside of the house, the yard, everything looks beautiful. However, there's some hoarding going on. There's some hoarding going on of very negative comments that were spoken way back. Not only that, there are some hidden jewels and valuables that are tucked away and buried somewhere that emphasis was really never placed on. And then there are some empty rooms. In other words, sometimes we are just kind of shallow. We look great on the outside, a little empty on the inside. I can speak this because those were all three things for this woman. So I had to deal with getting the negativity out. How actually helped.
It is so much more than just letting your hair grow natural. It is so much
Thank
more than
you.
that, isn't it, Traci?
Yes,
It's
it
it's
is.
it's deep work. People don't realize it, but it is deep work. You have to look inside yourself differently.
Yes, yes, it is
Yeah.
true. Y'all, this, all of this, how we're built, is nothing more than the package and the wrapping paper. This is just the bow on top. The true gift is on the inside.
Oh, girl.
People
Yes.
are talking negative. They've just missed the true gift. Do you know who it is and what it is?
Yes. You know, it's a surprising, in our culture. Just as a test, I asked my 5-year-old grandson, "Do you like Grammy's hair?" He says, "Yeah." I said, "Do you like it a lot?" He goes, "Well, I like your dark hair better." And I said, "You do?" I said, "How come you like my dark hair better?" He goes, "Well, you were much more beautiful." You were much more beautiful. And I thought to myself, I've got some work yet to do on the young crowd. But at 5, and he hasn't heard anything, I don't think, on the outside world yet about things like that. But yeah,
Wow.
I'm determined to break that concept.
Me too. Me too. And I have to speak to you all. And I know Debbie is in agreement with me. Did you all know that we are called to be models?
Ooh, talk about that, Traci. Tell us about your dream.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you about that too. when I,
And about the man too.
oh, yes,
You got lots to share.
yes. Actually, my dream was to be a model. But at that time, industry standards, I was too short, 5'3 3/4". I actually managed a modeling troupe in my home, but I wanted to be a print model. Well, I abandoned those dreams. And so, moving on with life, adjusting hair, I've now become a model of a different kind. I'm modeling something that people are considering very controversial: how to wear that gray hair with proudness and age gracefully. I mean, I got the little crow's feet. I think they're kind of cute. And anymore, I began to love myself. Love found me and that man in there. He loved the whole package, the gift on the inside, as well as the package and the bow on top. And there's something real exciting. You know, you're walking into places, society already does not like aging or gray hair, and you just kind of pop on up in there, all confident. And I see the looks. They're looking at me like, who does she think she is? Confidence is sexy, y'all.
It is. It is. It's
And I
really how you
can't
think about yourself, isn't it? Yeah.
yes. And
Yeah.
they can't help but give compliments. And you are beautiful. Your hair is so beautiful.
And so you have the gift of having very young skin. I just have to remark on that. When you get gray and decide to gray in your earlier years, it's so phenomenal because women don't realize it, but in their 40s, even in their 50s, their skin is so beautiful because it does change after 65. I'm here to tell you, in my 50s, my skin looked like I was in my 30s. And so it does change, but that's okay. I mean, look at Helen Mirren. There's so many beautiful women out there that show age and still are just amazing women and very powerful and very beautiful.
Mhm.
But you've got that double gift of gorgeous hair and young skin. You're so
Thank you.
I'm so envious. Yes, that's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, I say jeans and Mary Kay and coconut oil sometimes. But thank you. Thank you.
So you got the man and you became a model, which was your dream.
Yes. At the
Came
age
it
of 50.
could you okay. So when were you aspiring to be a model? Like 20s, 30s? Where was that?
16.
16. So at 16, did you ever in your wildest imagination that you would be this beautiful gray-haired model on the cover of a magazine? Or I mean, you just
Oh,
wouldn't, right? And here you
yeah.
are. So
I
good
was
for
told I
you.
couldn't model. So,
I
yeah.
love it. I love it. I
Thank
love the
you.
message that hell, ladies, it is never too late. You're never too old to do anything you want.
And even if you don't make it on, my husband's on a billboard in Pennsylvania somewhere, and we're all over. And breast cancer people love us. But what I talked about being a model is you have a choice to leave a legacy for the people behind you. They're watching you age. Do they grow up and be like, ooh, I don't want to be like him or I don't want to be like her and run from aging like you do? Or do you leave a legacy where my mama, my grandma, my auntie, my whoever, they aged gracefully and they looked beautiful in the process? Whether you chose to sign up to be a model or not, you are. And how you handle your aging process affects everyone around you.
That is so true. I think what makes it really challenging for some women is when
Yeah,
their health is failing. So when the health is failing, that brings about a whole different dimension to the aspect of aging, whether you're in your 40s, 50s, or or whatever. But keep yourself healthy as you can. Keep that immune system strong. Do whatever it takes to stay healthy because, man, when you lose your health, it's a lot harder to keep everything else joyful when your health is you know when your health is not what it should be. So
I'm in it.
protect your health. That is like more important than than all of this.
Exactly. That's where it goes into the inner us, our souls, and our spirits. Because again, we dress this up all day long, but what's going on the inside? Yes, you could very well be devastated about illness.
Yeah, yeah, that's another thing. you know how do you and that's another way to model to your family or to your friends or whatever. how you accept and manage those kind of things that can pop up in your life. How are you going to handle it? And
Yes.
so how you do that has a lot to say, and it can really encourage other people,
Yes.
you
I'm
know.
all for the healing of your soul, getting past the outside. That's what I had to do. For me, maybe not an illness, but, Debbie and I have talked. I had been in 2 abusive marriages before my soulmate. I had to get counseling because I was sick on the inside. My man picker was broke. Yeah.
My man picker was broke. I love that.
It's
Oh, that's hilarious.
broken. I had to get
Why
some
can
help
I?
and some healing. I
Why
was
do I keep
sick.
picking the same thing over and over again? Yeah,
Yes.
that's so true. Oh, that's funny. My man picker was broke. I love that. I'm going to use that.
Please do.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
We have some Facebook comments over here. I don't know who the Facebook people are because unfortunately on StreamYard it doesn't tell me who is putting in the comment. It says, Traci, I love your story. You're a lovely lady. Um, that seems to be the overall message I hear over and over. The inside of the house, hidden jewels. We just have to find them. Well said. Yes. And you said that the other day, and oh man, I love that. That just so resonated with me when you talked about that. I love my gray hair. Debbie convinced me her hair is amazing. Oh, thank you, whoever that is. Thank you. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay. So let's see. We've got the 12-year-old that has a stream of negativity and unfortunate comments. And are kids cruel, by the way? I think we're grooming kids to be less cruel and more kind. This is what I'm hoping to see in our society. I feel like it's going that direction.
I hope so because they have adults that are very cruel as well too. Who need some.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. Well, a lot of it starts in the younger years, what you see modeled in front of you, right?
All about that modeling.
It is. It is. Oh my gosh, that is so true. But and it's hard work. It's lifelong work sometimes, and you don't even know that you're being triggered from those early thoughts and those early feelings. You don't realize that, I don't think, until you're well into your 40s, maybe 50s, when all of a sudden the hits the fan, and you're like, "Why do I feel this way?" Or "Why does it hit me that way?" Well, why does that comment so upsetting to me? I've had those moments, where I've had to recognize, "Ooh, that just triggered me. Why did that trigger me?" And so that's where the work starts. You ask the questions, right, Trace?
Yes,
You got
yes.
to ask the questions. Why did that bother me? Why did that upset me? And that's where it kind of starts. And so we heal, we grow. That's the thing that I think that's the best thing about getting older is the
Yes.
wisdom that comes along. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Acceptance, patience, insight, wisdom. I could go on and on. Creativity blossoms and goes like on wildfire.
Power. We are.
Yes. And you had this wonderful man that really helped you fulfill one of your dreams, which was to write a book.
Yes.
Can you tell us about it? I just ordered it, by the way.
Yay! Unapologetically gray. I was supposed to have written for decades. And I walked in, it was April the 1st, 2018. And I told my husband, it's about time for the baby to be born. He said, what? I said, it's time for me to write a book. Frederick did not stand in the way. He made the way for me in that book. And I started writing on April the 1st.
I love that. I love that.
Thank you. He cooked, he held down the house. I was back in our room in our Zen corner. He would come, bring a tray of food, take it out, close the door. I would write anywhere from 8 to 12 hours. I never knew what sciatic nerve issues were until I started writing that book.
Yeah, I
And
imagine so.
Ooh. And when it got too crazy, he would take me away to their small family ranch in Southeast Texas where there was hardly any reception. And it was on June 1st at 11:55 sharp when I was hitting save for the last time
Oh,
Unapologetically Gray was born.
I love it. I'm so looking forward to reading it. I'm so looking forward to it. It inspires me because I've had a book in the back of my mind for a while. So I don't know when that baby will be born, Tracy.
I will help be your midwife. Yes, I will help be your midwife. I
Thank
would
you.
love that. I would love
Yes.
that. Yes.
Yes. We have another input here on Facebook user. Hey, sisters, love the energy. I have a feeling that might be Susan. That sounds like her. Hey, sisters, love that energy. Thank
Uh-huh.
you. Yes.
Thank
Create
you.
some good sisterhood energy here.
Because I love my sister over there. Yes.
It's been, I just have to break away and say, I love how we can meet people all over the States, all over the world, and connect with really cool women.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what their age is. This is one of my favorite things about being ageless is that it does not matter your age, whether you're young, old, in between. It doesn't matter. We're all women. We all share a story. We all have things to do, um, things to share, and I mean, connecting with you, and I connected with you, I think, through Susan's group, wasn't it?
Yes.
Through
It's my
that.
sister girl.
Yes, 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 yes. Die free to be me. Susan was one of my guests. Well, I think it was probably a month ago when I interviewed Susan, and she's great too. And I love all the women I've met through that group, Silver Sisters and Die Free to Be Me. Just wonderful women. And Tracy, I got to know you better when Susan had her first chillin'. I
Yeah.
think I knew of you, but then actually meeting you, it was on the, it was the first chillin' that Susan had. And I'm like, I like that girl.
I felt the
There's
same way
something
too.
about her.
I felt the connection. Yes. Yeah. Hmm.
So that's so special. Is there anything else about your walk, your journey that you'd like to share with us?
I think with Unapologetically Gray, that became like a manual. And for those of you who choose to get it, there are places throughout the book where you can journal so that you can go on your own journey. But what's most important when you have other, I'm going to call them concerns regarding aging, your finances might be an issue, you might be facing some health issues, or it's just plain fear. The other two, tangible. Fear, oh, we can attack that because what are you afraid of? It hasn't even happened yet.
Yes.
And then joy. We're going to go pick up our new shirts today because we also have a t-shirt line. I'm sure you guys can see that. Gray hair. Gray hair is my tiara.
I love it. The pink
Thank
is
you.
fabulous. Yeah, I
Thank
love it.
you. The new one says, I let myself and my hair glow, not go.
Oh, well, you know what? I love that shirt. That is, did you come up with that saying yourself? I love that.
I had to shorten it so it would fit.
That's powerful.
Thank you. During this pandemic time, it
Creative.
uncovered a lot of things. No pun intended. But I heard a lot of, I just let myself go. Oh, I'm just going to let it go. No, let's reframe that to help you in this journey. You let it grow, you let it glow, glow, but you're not letting go. Aging does not mean that you're just make me comfortable until I die. No, you have more time to live. Change your focus. You're not going downhill, you're going uphill.
Yes.
Fun every step of the way.
I love it. I love it. For
And
anybody out there who wants to go through that journey, oh wow, please connect with Traci and Susan. There's a whole bunch of sisters out there that'll support you 100% with your journey if that's something that you really want to do. Right, Traci?
yes, we got you. We got you. Yes.
Oh, I'm getting that shirt.
We're picking
I
them
think
up
it's
today.
great.
Yes, we're picking them up today.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, I mean, I could continue talking here because it gets that way sometimes. So, but I want to try to have you circle around and what would be your final message that you would really love to give out there? I know it has something to do with your passion.
Yeah.
So, what is your parting message to our viewers?
My parting message is that we are here to show that gray haired people can be fit, strong, young at heart, full of vitality, attractive, and prosperous. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here to model.
That is such a great message. That's a great message. And I think that it's important for us to um, really come behind our younger sisters and say, you know what? It is okay. There's a more light at the end of that tunnel than you're thinking. It's just a matter of the perception that we've been raised to think. Just like when we were in our teens or maybe earlier when we heard that commercial, you gotta wash that gray right out of your hair. You gotta wash that gray, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to be spending time attacking that, just changing your thinking, how you're thinking about aging here real soon.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. And when I go on those pages that you guys have, and I see all the gorgeous women out there with the beautiful, I mean, I'm envious of some of the grays out there. I'm serious. You've got some that are like white and black and all these beautiful shades of silver in between. I'm like, wow, that is so striking. So beautiful.
Yeah. But again, it's all our own journey. Our gray is like our fingerprints.
Mm.
Eras are made specifically for us. No one has one like our tiara. Now, if your tiara isn't fitting right or doesn't look right to you, maybe you can do a cut, a style, or something to adjust it. But you never see a queen with her head held down low. Hold your head up high. Work that tiara, queen. You earned it. Reign in your majesty.
Ooh. Traci, you just gave me goosebumps on that one, girl. That was strong. That was strong. Yes, thank you for that. That was woo. I'm gonna listen to this over again just so I can hear that part. That was very inspirational. Thank you.
Thank you. Mhm.
Well, is there anything else that you would like to cover before we decide to wrap it up and say goodbye to our viewers?
Oh, for those of you who don't know, and you can follow Traci with an I, DeMoss Byerly, or go to the Unapologetically Gray business page. My husband and I are going to be doing a workshop together, and the name of that workshop is called The Art of Becoming Unapologetically Gray. This is
Ooh.
specifically for those that are, well, here. It's a 3-hour personal development workshop on embracing your age, loving your grays, and finding yourself at every stage, even when the whole world tells you you're crazy. And this is also for men and women who are intrigued or terrified about the idea of gray. Yes.
I love that. That's great. Yes. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. We could post more of that information if you want to in our chat on the Facebook page. But yeah, that's so exciting what you guys are doing. So exciting.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Thank you for your work.
Oh, you're welcome, and thank you for yours. Yours is much needed in the world.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, folks, I think that wraps it up for this afternoon. Thank you so much for those that were able to jump on live and for those who are going to hit the replay. If you want to comment, by the way, on the video, just hit #replay so that we can definitely answer you or get back to you or interact with you in some way. So thank you all for being here. We appreciate you.
Thank you, and thank you for having me, Debbie.
Oh, my pleasure. I'll let you know when the book arrives.
Yes, please do.
I will.
All right. Thank
Bye
you.
now.